Thursday, June 10th, in the KUAM News Zoom room. All hail to Tuha. Good morning, Tumon Harmon, Mayor Louise Rivera. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Right
Good
on.
morning, Chris, Jason, Joe, Bree.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good
Right
morning.
on. Good to see you, Mayor.
It's always great seeing you every morning.
Thank you. Appreciate the support. We brought you on. I mean, not unfortunately not good news, but Hotel Mayana and, of course, the tragic stabbing death of Virginia Laguatnia taking place under your watch in your village, Mayor. Reaction?
It was a very sad time. I mean, I first saw it on social media about how they were looking for someone out there who did the stabbing. And so even at that, with that going on, there were other crimes being committed as well, in different places. And so, again, we continue to ask everyone to be vigilant of all their surroundings and things going on, and to continue to be on the lookout, and help one another. I mean, help people to respect each other, and change ways of those that are going through mental issues, and with especially like with relationships. I mean, domestic violence. There's a lot of that going on, and I really appreciate the different organizations that are coming out to help, those that are in need. And with this, I too am a member of Vero, Victims Advocate reaching out. And so, this really, with that incident at Hotel Mayana and the stabbing, it really, came close to, to me. I mean, it was a really sad time for many of us, and especially like, those of us that know these individuals, I mean, and have known that, there were issues and it wasn't, addressed, or, like even with, even if there's a restraining order, it's not, people still sneak around it, and they shouldn't be where they are, but, a lot of things are happening like that. And so, again, it's, just everybody coming out to help one another, to be on the lookout for things. The moment they see it, report it. If an individual is in the area and we know that they're not supposed to be there, report it right away, and try to reach out to all those who can prevent things from happening.
Mayor, when you talk about while we were dealing with this stabbing death, there were other crimes happening in the village. Are you seeing an increase now that we're kind of like pretty much back to normal?
There are, different things. I'm not seeing an increase because of, things going back to normal. These are, I believe, could be issues of, the fact that people are desperate for money or, items because of drug-related issues. And then again, it goes back to the respecting one another and each other's properties.
I know the neighborhood watch program in all three villages in Tumuning, Tumon, and Harmon, has seen a lot of traction. Have these recent, very unfortunate cases, have they caused that to ramp up a little bit more? And are you hearing anything from the residents about, let's share more information, or let's really get the neighborhood watch program, going more?
Well, with the neighborhood crime watch chats that we handle here in Tumon and Upper Tumon, Harmon, they're very active, and I love that they report, even if it's every little thing. Somebody's down the street, somebody's yelling, there's a suspicious vehicle coming by, so they'll ask each other, are you expecting any maintenance workers because there's a maintenance truck outside your house, things like that, which is great, and the responding and helping look out for each other is just wonderful. So again, also, I always remind them, when you see something, yes, post it on the chat, but make sure you also call it into GPD, so GPD can come out and respond, as soon as it's, as possible. I know with the stabbing that went on Sunday, there were other crimes being committed, and people were calling for the Guam Police Department to make those reports, but then, they were busy, trying to capture, the person who did the stabbing. And so, they were busy all around. And so, we did what we can to just to comfort the other victims of crime, and to let them know that GPD will be there as soon as we have an officer that clears. We'll continue to work together and see how we can again help each other. And I'm really grateful for those homeowners and residents, tenants of apartments that have cameras, that help capture these individuals and to identify who are causing crime and not respecting, other people's properties. I'm really grateful for that.
Well, a couple days ago, Mayor, Chris, he said, like, his kids were up with their nana in Jigo, and Sabrina, of course, lives in Jigo. And when this story was breaking, they said they both kind of, sent messages to their kids, and they're just like, hey, everybody just, stay inside. Something really scary is happening. Do you get a sense from the children in the three villages that you oversee that, there's some trepidation and about, going outside or being able to, leave their house, even though we still exist in a socially distant environment? And what can you say as the municipal leader to say, like, our streets still should be safe, while at the same time, make sure that you look after your neighbors?
Yes, that evening too, I was with a lot of kids, around the neighborhood, and they were talking about walking to the store, and I guess some of them were not aware that there was someone out on the loose that they're looking for, that did the stabbing. And so we had to make it known, to them to to stay with their parents. Don't just wander off. You never know what's going to happen. It's just being able to talk to them, to get people more informed and educated on what's going on and what to look out for. But, and then there's also those, we have to explain, because there are many that really get affected and traumatized, and they're scared. And so, we also explain to them that not everyone is bad, and there are still good people out there. And so you just be mindful of the different individuals out there. Just always be careful, and do what you can to stay safe. And because still people need to go to the store to get water or medication, stuff like that. So just going out there, I mean, there's a different emotional issues for everyone.
Absolutely.
And so we have to do our best to try to identify and see how we can help.
Okay. And then if we can transition just for a moment, Mayor, like as we begin to return to, oops, okay, and I believe Chris has a caller on the line.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna bring on Mayor Paul in just a minute, because it's very similar issues. Guess what? You got crime in Tamuning. Well, they got crime in Agani Heights. So, but we're gonna bring on this caller now onto the link. Sir, can we hook so Mayor can hear? Mayor, the gentleman here is wanted to just comment on some of the things you were saying about the community response. Sir, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was just listening to the conversation in regards to helping one another and stuff. My question is reporting it to GPD. Often they don't answer my phone call, but when they do answer and respond to, like we all know, that Swamp Road in particular has got a lot of junk and stuff over there. You know what I mean? And when I see it with my own two eyes and I hear it with my own two ears that, oh man, just take a look at her. She's high on something. Just never mind. They'll figure it out. So how do we fix that issue?
You're talking about drug addiction, sir?
Drug addiction, family violence, a lot of that happened in Swamp Road, close to where my grands are living.
So you're basically saying that we're kind of like Munga never mind, right? When we see these issues.
I honestly swear, sir. It makes no sense. We're trying to help one another to be safe, and when I mean, some of them are doing a great job, but I seen it. A couple of them or so just say, hey man, let them sort it out. They're doing something. I mean, well, how can we help one another if they're not going to protect us? You know what I mean? We're depending on them.
Thank you, sir, for your call.
All right. I'm
Yes,
sorry if we inconvenience anything.
No, it's good. Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
Man, God bless all of us, and let's help each other be safe.
Amen. There you go, Mayor. Yeah, and a lot of times in our culture, we don't like to talk about the issues, and it ends up kind of being that, oh, well, never mind, it's okay, Mayor. No, Mayor? Right on. Let's get Mayor Paul on, too.
Okay.
Mayor Louise, we're going to bring on Mayor Paul McDonald along with you guys as we're kind of talking about crime in the villages, and we did want to get on Mayor Paul. Good morning, Mayor Paul.
Unmute.
Unmute.
No, he's good.
Okay, he's good. And so,
Hello.
Hi, Mayor. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
I wanted to ask because we didn't report on this incident. We'll just get it over with real quick. Was this incident involving Nicholas Moore and a drive-by shooting that took place at Agana Heights Gym back in October? Mayor McDonald, what kind of information can you share with us about this incident?
Chris, it's actually a very limited information because that night that I received a phone call from GPD. They wanted to view our cameras, that we have that have recorded the situation at that time. So we came out here about 10 o'clock and we were reviewing the videos. And we found out that it wasn't in the gym, it was outside the basketball court. And remember that we still had the COVID rules that were, that were in place. And what do you call it? The police never came. And we waited here for about an hour, and we finally received a phone call that we didn't have to be here. So that was the last time I heard from the police. But, there were rumors that we received of what happened. And actually, I didn't take those rumors seriously because the police ain't come to review our cameras.
Were you able to?
It took like a few days before they came back and review the cameras. But we were there that night that it happened.
Can you describe what happened, Mayor?
That there was a couple of guys out here at the basketball court, and I guess there was they suspected that they had an argument, and that's the only thing I knew.
Did you see any gunshots or any did you know of any shots fired or anything?
What is that?
Did you see any gunshots or hear any gunshots?
No. No.
Anyone injured?
No. But that was the last I heard of that until, rumors from guys that come around. But again, it was very limited because there was still a curfew on.
Oh yeah. Did GPD take the footage from your office?
What is that?
Did GPD take the footage from your office?
Yeah, it didn't show.
Oh, it didn't show. Huh? Okay.
It just showed that there were a couple guys here that were conversing, but we didn't see the gunshot. No.
Were you able to identify Nicholas Moore as being on any of the videos?
No.
Okay.
No, it was too far.
I see.
From where the cameras were.
Can we go back to side by side? Mayor Paul, I know we're interviewing Mayor Louise, and she's talking about, well, not necessarily an increase, but definitely more visibility with crime happening in the village. Are you seeing similar things in Agani Heights?
Very similar. Mayor Louise brought up about the neighborhood watch. We've actually identified some people that were committing crimes in the store, theft, even throughout the neighborhood. One time we had a lady that came into the store and filled up her bag of goodies, and she just walked out. So we had to identify her, and the store owner had asked Mayor, how are you gonna identify her? And I go, well, we're gonna put it out on the village chat, and if anybody knows her, she would be informed. So actually, she was informed, and she came back and she apologized, and the store owner didn't want to press charges, and they go, this should deter anybody from trying to get in and commit the theft.
So it was a good old.
And sure enough, the store owner was very grateful that we had caught the lady.
So it was a good old fashioned shaming.
Yes.
Right.
But, I don't hold back, Chris. Somebody commits a crime, I ask the community to come out and try to identify this person. A couple cars, too, that we had reported to the police that we have their license plate number, and they tracked them down, and they found out who was attempted to steal the bush cutters, or actually took the bush cutter, and I don't know what happened to them.
How about Mayor Louise? Do you have a lot of bush cutter theft in Tatua? Do people bush cut in your villages? There's a plenty of buildings, that's why.
Around, and yes, we'd like to see them working, but yeah, don't steal somebody's own. I mean, there's people willing to let you borrow it to go out there and cut and clean and keep the area nice, for everyone to enjoy. Nice, clean neighborhood.
What about now that we got?
But it does work.
It does, right? Yeah, I know one of my uncles, his bush cutter was stolen, and he was happy because he's I don't have to bush cut no more. Come back and take the blower. Mayors, I wanted to ask with this American Rescue Plan funding, I know that you guys have put in your request to Adelup, but what would you guys use these funds for if you were to get them to do improvements in your villages? And we'll go ahead and start with you, Mayor Paul.
I'd actually want more street lights, and more visibility so we can catch these culprits, And then if I can find a company that would give us a discount on trying to get cameras for everybody, I know that the Tamuning is too big and you can't provide everybody a camera, but that's a wish, that I have for Ganya Heights to make it safer. So we can identify all these guys that are willing to, come in and take the chance. But I'm sure that that's going to be a big deterrent, for our community or for the culprits to come in and commit these crimes.
Good idea. Mayor Louise, how about you?
Well, same thing. Of course, we want more streetlights for visibility. Where we are also in dire need of more vehicles to go, get out there. We still continue to deliver food and, do a lot of work, maintenance out there on the roads. And, if you've probably seen our vehicles, everything is like from surplus and falling apart. So there's a lot of need for funding, for our operations and, just all over to keep the community safe.
Jay, you want to answer that? All right. What about stray dogs? We'll just get you on the stray dogs while we got you here. Mayor Paul?
Yes, we have a problem, but our dogs are smarter than the average dogs here in the Ganya Heights. It may sound funny, Chris, but God bless. We have 4 traps of our own, and we put it out every day. So the dogs actually have a scent that they leave on these traps. You catch one dog, you wait a couple of months to catch another. And the pigs are not as smart as the dogs. So we catch a lot of pigs. So, feral pigs, and there's only one pig that we cannot catch. That's the pig that was hanging out at Nona's for. It's a huge, but really, it's true. And the people that use Nona's store or pass Nona's store every day would tell you at one time, this pig would just hang out in the bus stop at 5:30 in the afternoon.
Wow.
That's because Nana Store's got the really good sour pickle, Mayor. Like the spicy
they
pickle.
They got good pickle there.
Yeah.
How about, Mayor Paul, that's a big issue too, right? What we hardly talk about is the pigs, man. And I know it was really bad last year. It's like you go, they're coming out of the jungle, and I don't know if it's because people used to raise pigs and they couldn't keep them anymore, or they run away and then they're breeding with the wild pig. But yeah, there's just pigs all over, even in Tatuha, Mayor Louise, or?
We have had several. We're getting calls, but we have our big traps out there. We're trying to capture them. Our staff personally have not captured any pigs, but there have been reports on sighting of pigs in certain areas. So, we do have traps available should they need it and want to catch. As for the stray dogs, we're very active in capturing them. We've been very successful. Our problem is turning it in to game where there's not enough room or closed or, they're not ready to receive it from us. And so, we get stuck with it and, have to have them just here in our compound, and feed them until we can bring it up to game. So we're calling our chairperson for the Mayor's Council of Guam, Mayor Paco, all the time, saying, hey, we got dogs and, we need to turn it in. So a lot of times I'll tell him, since game doesn't want to receive it, I'll bring it down to you. So,
Put it
but
at your area.
yeah, there's many dogs still.
There's what do you call it? Too many dog lovers out there. That's the problem. 15 years ago when we had the problem, there was a bigger problem then, and when we I was the president of the council at that time, we suggested that the only way to get the dogs out is to treat them like pigs, the feral dogs, and get rid of them at once. So at that time, they suggested that no, we have to spay and neuter everything that we catch, and eventually it's going to come out. I mean, they're going to eliminate them. And I go, I don't think so. Well, here we are today. And they marked me as a dog hater. But, I have 4 dogs at home that I treat better than I treat myself. And,
I thought you were going to say your kids.
But that's the truth, Chris.
Yeah.
Here we are today. There's still many more dogs.
Right. Yeah, and I thought that was interesting. You're right, Mayor Paul, is that the GAIN has been the one who's come out and said that spaying and neutering is the way to go, and that euthanizing the dogs, putting them to sleep, is not effective, which I know in a lot of people's mind, maybe they struggle with that making sense, because it seems like if you remove the strays, especially the bad-tempered ones, which is what I think Mayor Jesse was saying they really consider for euthanization. But if you just remove them from the equation, right? I don't know what Gaines' argument is, that the space is filled.
Yeah,
with
and there was a
puppies
policy,
yeah.
Chris. There was a policy at that time that after 3 days and nobody wants it or nobody claims it,
Right.
then you get rid of them. Now we have dogs up there that, how many kennels do we have? Are we going to provide more kennels? We're going to spend thousands of dollars to build kennels? Oh my God. And one person that had a problem with that was saying that, oh, Mayor, these veterinarians at that time didn't have enough customers, so they're going to have to find a way to make money. And I go, hey, that's when you think about it, it might be true. And they brought in vets from off island to help out at that time. Volunteers, and look, it still didn't work. No?
Well, I'll tell you, Mayor, the veterinarians are definitely making money now, because there's I mean, it's the backup to get your animal in to see the vet. It's just crazy. So,
That's
Mayor,
right.
Mayor Louise, we got just a couple of minutes, but I wanted to get your 2 cents on this. Do we need to start discussing whether putting dogs to sleep is a viable part of this stray dog solution?
That's a very touchy subject, because again, there are a lot of dog lovers out there, and so they were doing that with the feral pigs and
The deer.
deers out there, and so because there's too many, that suggestion has been brought up to me, brought to my attention, that that's what needs to be done. Me personally wanting to be the one to do that, I mean, I need to work with my colleagues and everybody to see what we're gonna do. I mean, I know that Mayor Alec, our president of the Mayor's Council, has talked about putting to see what can be done about that, putting them to sleep, right off, because there's just too many, and they're attacking. It's not only the stray dogs that are attacking, pedestrians, people, just going by, walking or exercising. These are even dogs that are owned, that are behind their private property fence line, and they come out. They come out into the street. They, even those dogs, those are a great concern as well. So, again, I look forward to this committee being put together, because something needs to be done right away.
Right.
And again, kids are back to school, so there's more, people out there walking again, trying to get their sun, vitamin D and all that. And gas is getting more expensive, so people are walking and out there. And so we really need to do what we can to that are, bothering our pedestrians and, our community.
Good call, Mayor Paul. Thank you for your time this morning. We've got to go, so it's 10 o'clock. Mayor Louise, appreciate it.
Sure.
All right. We now adjourn this meeting of the Mayor's Council of Guam.
Adios.
Está.
Thank you.
All right. There you go.
I love my dogs.
He's like, for the record, I love dogs, okay? All right, Mayor Paul. Always a good time there with the village mayors. We're taking a quick break, and we're coming back and wrapping up the show right here on the link. Good morning.
Family platter of fried chicken?
Check.
Tray of red rice?
Check.
Birthday cake?
Check.
1 case of water?
Check.
12-pack of beer?
Check.
2 cases of Pepsi.